Today's October 25th, 2020. I had 6 teeth pulled out October 1st. You see it here. I got pulled out because I had a swollen right here, a ball swollen, it busted on me. And I had my whole right side swollen in my face. And they advised me to go to a dentist, so I did. And I know that wasn't really the problem to it, but it did kind of affected my teeth area too. So then I had end up getting stitches up in here. This the part of the stitches fell out was on the outside, but I have one here still sticking out somewhere around here. Can't see it on video, but it bothers when I rub my tongue up in there. That's how I found out I still got that part sticking out of a stitch. Oh, I had no choice. I said, might as well go ahead and get these teeth pulled out, even though they were already bad. But I had a problem with a swollen face back in April 2nd. Went to the hospital for it. And after a couple months later, then I had the swollen popping out of here that the pressure of that swollen ball, the infected ball, busted and gushed it all out. It was, ugh. Inside the mouth is very awful and tastes real nasty. And then that's when I called for the appointment as an emergency because my face was swollen up with pressure up in here. It started here. I can still feel pain here. And today's, 25th, and I had my teeth pulled out October 1st of this month. Still a little pain here. Not too much. My gum's still soft. Can't eat too much. Can't eat regular food. I have to eat soup. Chicken noodles, but I have to smash down the noodles. Chicken and rice is all right. Got to make sure they're not hot. You have to let it settle cold. Applesauce. And pudding. I eat 2 in the morning and 2 at night. 2 in between the morning and 2 at night. And then the can of soup for 2 weeks. Now I'm trying to break my down in food eating. Fish is called, I don't know what they call them, tilapia fish. Those are good to eat after 2 weeks or to 3 weeks. Mashed potatoes, you have to be careful with mashed potatoes because it did bother. I still got soft gums up there. Mashed potatoes, all right. But I tried to eat pork chops. I couldn't eat it. I had to take little tiny pieces off of it. And this was like 2 days ago. After 3 weeks, I couldn't eat pork chops. I kind of feel dumb eating. When you don't got no front teeth, you only got your 2 back molar. I tried to eat one day pizza to see if I can eat pizza, and I couldn't eat it. I tried to take a bite of it, and it's like taking a bite of rubber, chewing rubber. Oh my God, it was horrible. So I had to chop it up in pieces, not the same as eating regular food when you're going through this, especially when you got stitches going all around your gums. You have to be real careful. So that was my diet for dental until my gums kind of healed up real quick. Since it's got stitches, I don't want that area to get infected. But so far so good. I still get a little bit of pain here. And I can't barely close my mouth. There's a pain up here, slightly, and I can't chew too much hard things. So there's not much to do. I ate some pateles. I smashed them down like with a fork, make them look like like mashed potatoes, homemade mashed potatoes. Smash them all down. I ate one of those after 2 weeks. Gave that a try to see how it works. That's pretty good. And I didn't want to go through that because I was already suffering with a foot wound. That foot wound gives me a lot of pressure or pain up in my head and string goes out my eyes. Believe it or not, I can't see that good. I see blurry vision. My eyesight's real bad. I have to see the doctor this Tuesday, coming up the 27th. I have an appointment tomorrow with the doctor, a new doctor. I don't know why the other doctor kind of left the place, and they have to give me another provider for that. But so far so good. Everything's working fine, but I still get the string in my head and hearing noise. Sounds like, all night. There are certain days they sound louder. Man, I mean, you can't even grip to that. I can't barely do any work. My foot's still bad. The weather will attack it. I went through something with a foot injury that I had that was so chronic that nobody understands the abuse of pain it was doing up here and unbalancing me. I already had myself from the pain in the foot already shaking up my head and my whole body. That's how much deep of a pain that foot wound was giving me. I caught bronchitis, and there were diagnosed with URL, or I'm sorry. And I had trouble breathing. The breathing problem I had for 10 days right after I went to the hospital. I requested for them to keep me there because I knew it's not going to click right. The next day I had trouble breathing, like some kind of asthma attack, head swollen up, pain in my foot, fever, coughing and pain, whiplash problem, stroke problem. My right side got swollen up after a couple months, 4 months after that. I couldn't barely eat. I had to throw my food onto my left side because the pressure of that pain was blocking everything up, and it looked like my face was drooping down right here, going down. It was real. I had a severe problem this year again, besides what happened to me back in 2016. My foot disaster pain and my foot wounded was horrible. Swollen foot exploded on me in pain. I got knocked out in the street from the pain. Nobody understands that. Now, those issues that I went through, I ended up having a stroke attack. My throat collapsed, it bounced it, and it blocked my airway, and I couldn't breathe. I had suffered through the whole 4 months, and I ended up getting a heart stent. I got a problem with that because I didn't have a heart attack, don't have a heart disease, but something came about that because I was knocked out for 3 days in the hospital trying to do some work after recovering what I was saying about back in 2016. And now, since I have a stent implant in here, it did not go successful because I still get chest pain. I still get a mini heart attack, you want to say that. And they gave me a lot of hassle around it. It unbalanced my mind, and I wasn't feeling good for 4 years already anyway. Every year there's something always happening with my foot wound. Doesn't want to heal up right and just keeps getting bad because I can't walk too much or put too much pressure on my feet. I was like in Lala world. My mind was all cooped out, and a lot of people don't understand that I can't see that good. My body aches me. I'm in pain. Still goes on. Today's 2020. than the stuff, the thing that was going on now. There's a lot of people don't understand other people's pain and suffering of what they suffer from or what they go through because they ain't barely no help. But you really got to be careful out there when you're very ill in medical condition. It doesn't play out there. I try sometime and I, I, I see the nonsense and the stupidity and like it doesn't play in. It doesn't matter. You know, when a person's critical injury, this year I almost died, February 9th. I had three falling, losing consciousness. I fell unconscious. One in the car almost crashed. One in the hospital, the pain gave me some thriving pain and was knocking me out at the doctor's office. And they didn't quite understand what was going on, but I went blind and I was leaning to my right side, about to drop down onto the floor. That's how my foot injury is one critical, major, big problem of pain because I had torn tissue. That's considered open cut wound. Nobody understands about that. What I try to explain to them, I went through delusion, system-like problem like that from pain. Pain took my mind. Delusion, hallucination, paranoia, schizophrenia. You know, some kind of system-like pain disorder. You know, when you're freezing half to death with a foot wound and all that pain's driving you crazy, your your mind gets frozen from that pain and your nerve system does another problem. I try to explain that to the doctors. They don't understand it. I almost passed out and died. I could have died. They don't understand it too much, too many times. And I have a serious medical problem after that, besides the disability what I had before. Before all this, my foot injury happened. I already got hit by a car. Nobody still understands the impact hit by a car because this happened somewhere else. I come, this happened some other state, and you come back to your home state, your city state, and nobody really cares about that. They don't understand what kind a problem gets. I got whiplash problem with blindness from that too. It just got worse. Nobody quite understand nothing. I try to explain this in sections and videos, and things just don't. It's hard to explain, and I can't barely talk, speak. I'm still like in this mind confused thing. I'm still weak. I can't barely do anything. I try to work. My do simple things, and it just don't click right. Things get worse. I'm hard of hearing. Sometimes I don't understand a lot of people, and I can't quite pick up what they're saying. But there's a lot of crazy things going on, and my condition is I was critical wounded. I have critical condition, and nobody quite understands that yet. They still play like the way they resolve their life around somebody that's suffering in pain. That's no good. I swear to God. Believe me, that doesn't play. I had a lot of friends, certain friends, that they go through medical problem similar like mine. Some had passed away. Some go through heck, but they don't understand other people's pain either. And I go through the same thing. I'm still here, and I'm trying to get myself better, but it's very, very, very hard. It's been like this for 4 years, almost at the deepest end of my foot injury, and things just continue. I just want to say this and cut things short right now until I get back to another video recording. My mind's all still spinned out on this. And thank you for viewing and listening.